Welcome, and thank you for watching this training on creating a trauma-informed library. In Module 1, we will be going over what trauma is and how it impacts people. Before we get started learning about trauma and trauma-informed librarianship, I wanted to take some time to understand who I am and why this information is important to you and your work. While I would love to think that everyone is watching these videos because they understand the importance of learning about trauma and trauma-informed library work, maybe you're watching these videos because someone asked you to. Either way, I hope you're able to learn something. So about me. My name is Alex Wetterstrand. I've been studying trauma for 8 years and conducting trainings on trauma and trauma-informed care for 7 years. I have a master's degree in international disaster psychology, which is essentially trauma psychology and global mental health. Global mental health is a little hard to explain, but it boils down to how to conduct mental health services in different cultures, as culture and systems impact mental health service provision immensely. I spent 2022 as an AmeriCorps Vista at the Denver Public Library, where I learned of the need for these kinds of trainings within library systems. In my personal life, I'm obsessed with my absolutely adorable, if a bit stubborn dog, Toph, and we like going on hikes or curling up on the couch together watching a K-drama, or listening to a spooky or true crime podcast. Puzzling, reading a good book, and drinking tea are also all passions of mine, though Toph doesn't get to enjoy those. Why this training? With social service and mental health needs growing without proportional funding and staffing for those services, libraries have increasingly become another social service to fill in the gaps. However, traditional formalized training required to work in libraries often does not address how to fill those social service gaps or how to address the strain that filling those gaps can cause for anyone, much less those who do not have specialized training in the social service and mental health sectors. Additionally, as libraries are filling these gaps, they are also seeing high numbers of people who have experienced trauma, those who struggle with housing insecurity, lower income folk, those who use drugs, immigrants and refugees, and more. Because of the nature of public libraries being free and safe spaces to exist and get resources, libraries are uniquely situated to see people come in from all walks of life who are working through trauma. Finally, library employees themselves are not impervious to the effects of trauma. So, even if you do not usually interact with the public, you or someone you work with have likely experienced trauma. Everyone has a life outside of work, and trauma can be a part of that life, either past or present, especially in the wake of a global pandemic. Furthermore, working in a library itself can be traumatic. Everyone has bad days and good days, and because libraries are public places, employees may be pulled into the orbit of patrons' bad days and cause physical or emotional harm. Because of these 3 reasons and more, my hope is that learning about trauma and how to apply trauma-informed principles in your work with the library helps you in your work and helps those with whom you interact in all aspects of your life. So the training format. This training has 4 modules. The first is on understanding trauma, the second is on how trauma manifests, the third is on trauma-informed principles, and the fourth, which is optional, is on creating a trauma-informed library for supervisors and administrative staff. Each module is broken down into lessons that are intended to be short enough that busy staff can fit this training in whenever they have some downtime, so you can watch them all at once or spread out over weeks. After each lesson, I have included resources and additional learning slide for each major topic covered in the lesson, should you want to dive deeper into any topic. These are not required, and you don't need to follow any of the links to understand the next lesson. They are only there to give you more information should you want it. So this is our first resources and additional learning slide. If you want to follow the links, feel free to do so now. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next lesson.